all the lovely people out there. Welcome back to the Thoovi Arts channel. Today we'll be painting a beautiful, moody, gloomy landscape. So let's dive right into the video. Let's look at the materials that we'll be using to paint this beautiful landscape. First and foremost, I'll be using a 300 GSM cold press watercolor paper by Archie's. The size is almost like an A6 size of the paper. Next, I'll be using a few brushes. The brushes are by Silver Black Velvet and by Princeton. I'll only be using these 3 brushes, 2 round brushes and 1 flat brush for the wash. Next, we have a gorgeous set of watercolors by Thoovi Arts. So this is a set that contains 50 different kinds of colors in the pan form. Okay, and we'll be looking at the details of this gorgeous set further on in the video. Next, I have a masking tape. I have a rough cloth to clean my brushes. I have a jar of clean water. And that's all for the materials, and now let's get started. I'll quickly start by taping down my paper from all the edges. Whilst you are taping down the paper, let me tell you a little bit about the watercolor set that I'll be using today to paint this gloomy landscape. So this is a watercolor set by Thoovi Arts and it has 50 different kinds of colors. So the set contains all different kinds of colors. It has all the primary, secondary, tertiary colors. Okay, and it also has different shades of the colors. It also has a pastel color section. It has 2 different kinds of flaps that you can actually use to mix all your colors. There is also a holder that you can use to actually carry your palette. So now let's dive right into the video. Once I have taped down my paper, I am quickly going to make a rough sketch of the painting that we are going to paint. Please make sure when you are sketching you are very light on your hands because we don't want any dark lines since we'll be using watercolors. Once I'm done with the sketch, I will start by applying an even coat of water to my entire sky area. I'll be applying the water in the cross swatch so that I get like a fine layer of water on my paper. I'm going to start by taking some purple and some black, and I'm just going to dilute that color with a lot of water, and I'll start adding that to my sky area. So for the clouds, I'm basically just adding a few dots and a few horizontal lines connecting to each other, and I'm also going to leave a lot of white space to indicate the light coming from behind the clouds. I'm also going to spatter some color. Now when you are working with the wet on wet technique, just make sure you work really fast, because if the paper dries, then you will see like these different kinds of patches of colors. Now to the same color, I'm going to add some more of purple and some more of black and mix it really well to get like this dark tone of the same color. And I'm going to use that to add the dark gloomy clouds in a few areas of the sky. Now once the sky is ready, we will start working on the meadow area. For that I'm going to take some sap green and add it to the same matte color because I want to tone down the sap green a little because it's too bright. I don't want to use such a bright color for like a gloomy landscape. So I'm just going to tone down the sap green, and I'm going to use that color for the mountain range that's there right behind. So the mountains also have like a lot of vegetation. That is why I'm painting them in like a green color. I'm not going to paint like the entire mountain range. I'm just going to paint like the half of it, and then I'm going to take some fresh water and just blend that color to the paper. We are using the wet on dry technique for the mountain range. Now it's time to paint the meadow area. So for the meadow, I'll be using like a couple of colors, and it'll be like a blend and mix of all the colors on the meadow. So first I'm going to start with some lemon green. Okay, if you don't have a lemon green color, what you can do is to your yellow, you can add a little bit of sap green and use it. Then I'll be using the sap green color that we've made. Then I'll be using some forest green, some browns, some dark tones here and there. For the meadow, we are using the wet on dry technique again. Wet on dry technique basically means that you are applying paint to a dry surface. Just make sure when you're working with the wet on dry technique, you work really fast because the colors have to blend really well. Otherwise, again, you will see like these patches of colors. Now once I have added the base layer, to the sap green color I'm going to add some more of purple and a little bit of black, and I'm going to use that to add the grasses to the meadow. once I'm done adding the grass, it's time to paint the second mountain range. So for that, I'm going to take some green again, add a little bit of black to that and use it. Now the pond area that is there will have the same colors of the sky because it's going to be a reflection. So I'm just going to take some purple and some black, dilute that with a lot of water and just use it for the pond area. Now it's time to add a few trees. So for that, I'm just going to take some sap green again and add little bit more of black to that to get like this nice dark green color, and using that I'm going to add the trees. Now let's start painting the little cottage that is there. So for the cottage, I'm going to take some red and add a little bit of black to it so that it becomes like this whole dark red color. You can also use a crimson for that. So for the road, I'm just going to take a light green color and add that. Now it's time to add a few birds. For that, I'll be using some black. Now when you are painting the birds, just make sure that you use a brush that has like a fine tip to it. You can also use a black pen for that, but I would suggest just do it with your paintbrush. So that's all for the painting. Please make sure that you are removing your masking tape once your painting has dried completely. Thoovi Arts has a lot of different kinds of products, let it be related to watercolors, gouache, acrylics, or even oils and color pencils. So please make sure you go and check out their website, that's www.thooviarts.com, so that you are able to look at a variety of products and buy them. I have a coupon code that says SIMTHOOVI and you can use that for a discount at the checkout. And that's all for today, and Thoovi Arts is going to see you soon with another video. Until then, happy painting!